modern government sovereignty. Folks, we must look at the real substantive facts. Fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine precursors all come from the Chinese world to Latin America. We are suffering the modern version of the 1800s opium wars. 100,000 plus Americans die every year from drug overdoses, often tainted with hard drugs. Enemies will not be allowed to hide in civilian clothes. Latin American governments can't or will not control the flow of drugs through their countries. Every drug combatant will be hunted down and eliminated, no matter where they hide. Under the Quigley administration, war is war. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can, and together we will make America work for everybody.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Washington State Cougars Saturday, October 28th for ASU's homecoming. Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go. Get your ASU Washington State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000. Touchdown Devils! Or go online to sundeviltickets.com. The legend of Cameron Scadaboo continues to grow.
With fall appliance savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With new Samsung refrigerators with extra large capacities, or dishwashers with space-saving solutions that can fit so much you won't need the kitchen sink. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online, your savings are just a click away. Final days to get up to $2,000 off select kitchen bundles. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid September 28th through October 18th. Gas range extra. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Here we go. This is KQSN Tempe. Also transmitting at K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. What?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and unbelievably, he showed up. Ralph from Harman Solar is with us. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Ralph wants us to get right to our Harman Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. I can't imagine why. Could it have something to do with he didn't want to see a bunch of brooms get brought out? Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. We swept the Dodgers, Randy. Holy crap.
Yeah, what a great night in the Valley, and we finally cleansed that Dodger blue out of our pool.
Yep, no more Puig in the pool. Gone.
On to the National League Championship Series. And we've been waiting on a little something that we've been holding in honor of you, Ralph, in case this was going to happen.
Here we go.
So I'd like to present to you now the world premiere of Fish Tank's new song.
Yeah, get him, Fish Tank.
You lost to the D-backs. Here we go.
You lost to the Diamondbacks and your team is a pile of crap. You lost to the Diamondbacks and your team is a pile of crap.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah, Fish Tank, he rocked the his bot. And I wanted to play that after the first game, and then Randy was like, no, don't want to jinx it.
No.
You don't want to play that on a game day. So then Diamondbacks then won, and I said, okay, can we play it now? He's like, let's just wait till this thing is over. And he was absolutely right. Absolutely right. I didn't want to be the reason. I didn't want to have anything to do with the jinx. So your instincts paid off, Randy. Well done.
Thank you. I had nothing to do with it. I just I don't like to taunt. But now we can revel and have fun.
Ralph did a whole lot of crap talking. A whole lot from day one when we found out the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks were going to play.
That's true.
He dismissed the Diamondbacks. You just like whatever. And even after the Diamondbacks were up 2-0, Ralph was just like, "Yeah, you just watch what happens now." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you. I did."
Let me ask you this: so yesterday in the 7th inning, when the Dodgers all of a sudden found their bats,
did you get a little nervous?
Did you get nervous? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Listen,
all I need.
Every single game. Well, I wasn't nervous about Freeman or Mookie Betts because they've been like ass for the entirety of the playoffs.
They were ass.
But when you're sitting there, you just don't want to jinx it. You're sitting there, you're like, oh, this is good. Oh God. Oh no. And even when they weren't on base, even when there's nothing happening, that Arizona sense of impending doom sort of lingered. So I just tried not to think much about it. I just enjoyed it, and I bit my knuckle. Like any moment, something's going to happen. And even at the very, very last part there in the 9th, I was still like, come on. And oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can sit here and make excuses if I really wanted to and sit there and say, well, 4 of our 5 starting pitchers were out, blah, blah, blah.
Sounds like he's making excuses, boys.
I'm not going to make those excuses.
You just did.
I'm not.
You said it out loud.
I said I could
with
do
your
that.
mouth. You just did it, though. By saying you're going to do it, you just did it.
That was an example of one excuse. He's saying there are more.
No, I mean, that would be the big one. And that was the reason I never thought they would go anywhere past the next round anyway, because of that reason. And you saw it against the Diamondbacks. Their starting pitching without those guys just sucks.
I didn't feel like your pitching was the worst part. Your batting was the worst part.
Well, our pitching was bad. Our bullpen was really good. Our starting pitching was horrendous.
It looked like Lynn was going to hang in there for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah, and I got to tell you, even as a baseball fan, what a phenomenal inning that was to watch. I'm a Dodger fan, and I don't want to see it. But as a baseball fan, I enjoy watching that kind of stuff. I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
I'm sure you were swearing, but somewhere deep inside your head, you were like, well played, sir.
I am a hardcore Dodger fan, but I'm a hardcore baseball fan. So I appreciate when I see things like that. But I will give the Diamondbacks their due. They are on a roll right now. They remind me of the 2012 Kings right now when they just went through everybody. And I got to tell you, tempted to go online and put a little bet on the Diamondbacks because they could ride this right through the World Series. It's very possible.
See what he's trying to do there, right?
Well, I'm just saying
Yeah.
they've got everything.
Trying to do here,
when
right?
you see a team that has everything working, we talk about playoff baseball, timely hitting, good pitching from the starting pitchers, good bullpen pitching. I mean, and they're doing all of that. Good defense. That's what it takes to win a World Series. If they can keep it up, they've got a legitimate shot. I mean, look at the Braves. The Braves are falling down too. They're down 2-1. They might get eliminated. So, I mean, it's this system of these teams that win, getting the week off. Maybe it's hurting them. I don't know. People won't comment on it. We asked Mookie Betts about it yesterday.
I wondered about
it. He said, I have no comment because he doesn't want to start anything. But I think it does have an impact on those teams when you sit around for a week. And I think we're seeing it this year with the Dodgers. Well, Dodgers are other reasons too, but I think the Braves definitely we're seeing it. So, hey, all props to the Diamondbacks. You guys enjoy this. I know that you guys have very few things to celebrate in this town when it comes to sports. So
this is nothing more. It is
enjoy
a
it.
left-handed compliment. It's
a left-handed compliment, but enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's great.
Hey Ralph, you need any more of those 60 game seasons? So maybe you can win a championship.
I would take another one. Sure.
That's the only crap I'll talk today.
So as you're watching the 4 home run inning, now where were you saying? Pull this pitcher, please. Pull this pitcher, please.
After
the second one?
After the second.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that he was left in there after the second one.
Well, Lance Lynn is known for he gives up home runs. That's his thing, right? That's his bad issue that he has. And after the second one, you got to pull him. And that was a mistake to not pull him. And a lot of people this morning, and even last night, a lot of my Angelino friends were, giving Dave Roberts a lot of crap, saying that he needs to go and this and that. I'm like, you know what? I disagree. I said, with the starting pitching staff that he had all year, which was a bunch of rookies, except for Kershaw, who was hurt part of the time, he won 100 games. That's pretty impressive. Now, I didn't think they were going to go far in the playoffs because of that staff again, but I think he did a great job with what he had. And if he would have had his guys, I think it's a different story. I really do. But he didn't. And, great job again, getting us 100 wins. And we'll see what happens next year, who they bring back and what goes on. But I'm not going to take anything away from the Diamondbacks. They did it. You guys played great baseball. You've been playing great baseball for the first 2 series. And that is what it is.
I don't know how great though. I don't know how great. As I'm watching the game and the points where I'm getting nervous, you know what I mean? I'm just like, ooh,
he's making good decisions where he's pulling the right pitchers when he needs to.
Sure.
Like in that one inning in the 7th inning where the Dodgers were starting to hit, typically in the past, he would have left that guy in. He pulled them. And that makes a difference. I think he's made a lot of really good decisions managing through the playoffs so far. If he would just do this during the year, you guys have a lot better record. But it just seems like he's asleep half the time.
Well, Randy raged about that a lot. It's like, why do you keep changing the damn order? Why do you keep changing the lineup? Why can't you just, if something's working, stick with it for a damn minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's stuck with it so far. I
think he listens to the show.
I agree with you, Ralph. Torey Lovullo made some good decisions in this series.
Yeah.
He made another good decision last night when the Dodgers started to come on. He made a quick pitching change. That's what I was saying yesterday on the show, Jeffrey. These guys are going to be on a short lease. This is playoffs baseball. Yeah. You don't want the other team to get momentum anywhere. They string a couple of hits together. Maybe he walks a guy and they string a couple of hits together. It's like instant. And these pitchers, they've got to know that. I mean, if you can't go out there and dominate, we're going to bring in some fresh arms, change the look, change the speed, change the delivery, and try to keep the other team off balance. And that's what playoff baseball is all about.
And that's where Dave Roberts made a mistake last night. He didn't pull in, and he should have pulled him because the bullpen's been fantastic. That was the game right there.
Right after the second home run. Let me give you 2 things that make me believe that the Arizona Diamondbacks listen to this show. One, Randy very recently was raging about, hey, how about maybe leave that lineup as it is if they're doing well. That was very recently that Randy was saying that. Suddenly he's doing it. The other thing I said is, you win this thing, you better go jump in that pool. You better go jump in the pool and cleanse it of all that Dodger dung, because they puked in the pool back in 16, 17, whatever it was, and we got to undo that. So last night they did. They undid it, and they cannonballed, and they got in there, and then all is right with the world.
I stick by my statement the other day, and if the Dodgers win yesterday, this is I'm telling you, they sweep them through, because you had a team that was struggling with everything, but all of a sudden that 7th inning, you started to see life. If they find a way to get through that and they win that game last night, it's a different attitude. It's a different series. But you know what? They didn't. They lost. Boo-hoo. We'll go to next year. I mean, we're Dodger fans. We've won a lot of championships. We understand you're going to lose some. We lost. You guys won. You still suck in my book. But enjoy it, right? Maybe you can get a ring. I don't think, I hope you do. I really do.
Well, this is pretty tough. But what's coming up is pretty tough. We get Braves or Phillies. That's
the Phillies look good right now too.
Yeah. They do. And then on the other side, it's either the Texas Rangers or the Houston Asterix. And
Rangers look solid.
Both the Texas teams are tough, and one of them cheats. So who knows how this is going to go?
Not with Dusty Baker in the building, but I will say about the Phillies, man, that Bryce Harper's a bad man.
Yeah,
that dude is playoff Bryce Harper. If he did that in Washington, he'd still be in Washington.
Yep.
I don't think anybody still wants to be in Washington.
It's just, I mean, they don't want to pay you in Washington is the problem. It's not, hey, you know what? You win your championship more recently than ours. What are you downplaying my team for?
I don't know.
I'm here supporting your team, and I'm you just put my team down.
I'll say what I said to Berg today. Don't set me up like that. Jag Dog is on the text line, says, "Suck it hard, Ralph." Okay. Heavy Metal Maniac says, "I'm watching the video right now, and Ralph looks so sad. Too bad, Ralph. We finally did it against your stupid team. How's it feel to be swept? Nobody gave us a chance to win, and neither did you." And he says, "Ha, go D-backs." Can I just say something else, Ralph?
Yeah, of course.
Remember when you talked all that talk about the Lakers
Yes.
and we kicked your ass. And then
No.
that time you talked all that crap
Wait,
about
wait,
the
you-
Dodgers.
you didn't
and
kick
we
our
kicked
ass.
your ass. Yeah,
Let's
we
kick
did.
our ass.
We've
What?
always the Sons have always kicked your ass.
Who
Anyway,
won?
you've got to stop. You've got to stop talking so much crap. It's
Why?
hurting your teams. It's hurting your teams.
As we continue to win championships, it's hurting our teams.
Dodgers will get I can't wait to see them get their rings this year. Oh, that's right. Average Joe says, what do girls with tramp stamps and Ralph have in common?
Oh, Jesus.
They're both holding on to the good old days, thinking they're still awesome, but yeah, we know they're trash.
Oh my gosh. 3 years ago, we got a ring. 3.
Beer Bob was at the game last night.
That must have been fun.
And he just got a picture of him and his gal right there. That's a great day. He said he had a picture up there, and right after he sent the picture of himself at the game, that's when the streaker struck. And I was like, oh, dear God, is that Beer Bob? And it turned out it wasn't. And has anybody seen any better videos of the streaker? This guy, he wasn't streaking. He wasn't naked. This guy ran down on the field, went across, tried to jump up where the pool was, but he was, Kyler Murray-esque, so he didn't he couldn't quite clear the fence right there. So has anybody seen any on the Twitters, like any better video?
No.
No.
That's a shame. I always like watching those because I like to see the technique of the security guards and stuff, how they flatten people. Scratch me because says good afternoon, gentlemen, and Ralph. Randy, pour me a big glass of Suck It Ralph with Ha Dodgers Chaser, please.
Wow.
Hook'em Hottie says, I'm hoping for a Diamondbacks Rangers World Series. Then I'm just happy if either team wins. I feel like you'd be more happy if your Texas team won, Hook'em Hottie. I feel like you're more of a Rangers fan.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says, hey, Ranger Ralph, who's your new baseball team now the rest of the way for some extremely random and obscure reason?
I'm gonna pull for the Diamondbacks because I think I should. Hopefully that hurts them. And
oh no,
I actually
no.
I do have a soft spot for the Rangers as well. I really want to see the Rangers. I'd like to see them win a World Series. So I'm pulling for the Rangers.
Randy double shot, says Bruno Baller. I'm sorry, fifth letter says that. Randy double shot for me and a double D. Who's double D? Oh, is that your gal? I don't know. He says Diamondbacks versus Texas in the World Series. Mark my words. Oh, no, don't want to mark any words. We have to keep the same humbleness going through whoever wins between the Phillies and the Braves. We have to keep the same level-headed humbleness because
they sound real humble.
It was Ralph's hubris that took down the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I guarantee
think it was.
My
Yeah,
hubris.
I think it was.
Where's that?
Bruno Baller. It's right behind the cockle. Bruno Baller says the Diamondbacks won't play until Monday. It seems like a long time away, doesn't it?
That's a big layoff.
Yeah, that's what killed the Dodgers.
I think that it helped.
Wilbur says, please allow me to interpret Ralph, what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is that the Dodgers still suck and will remain sucking for the rest of the sucking year. Thank you, Wilbur. Big George says, hey, Ralph, I love all your excuses.
I only made one.
And your hypotheticals. If our starting pitchers were healthy, if we would have won last night, just eat your crow and shut up, says Big George. Now, listen, to be fair, I feel like Ralph is being very good about this. Very good about this. Because I mean, I saw this game. Randy saw this game. Keon saw this game. We saw the deficits of the Diamondbacks during this game. Ralph could be attacking those and say how much, this is going to hurt the Diamondbacks going up against the Phillies or the Braves, but he's not.
No,
he's not. Well, he wasn't until I gave him the idea. Anyway, so
wait till next week.
Got to give him credit. Blissful Hay says Jeffrey is always saying Ralph talks crap. The reality is Jeffrey talks more excrement than anyone.
Wow. You have a fan.
Wow. It sounds like you have a fan. Major League Baseball is definitely rigged, like the WWE. Oh, no, this is definitely one of yours.
This is rigged.
Absolutely rigged. You guys won. This is BS. How's that?
Dodger Danny says, I can send you a great video of the streaker. All right, let's see that.
I don't know that I want it.
Well, he's not naked
yet.
Dodger Danny might be, but the guy on the video's not.
We gotta have a different word for when the guy has clothes on. Because
the runner.
When you say the streaker, I still flinch just because I don't want to see a naked guy.
I don't know what else to call the guy that runs out on the field and makes
Criminal?
a break for it. Somebody else got
Criminal?
another term. I'll entertain it. Dodger Danny also says, I would just like to take a moment to say congratulations to Randy, Jeffrey, and all the Arizona Diamondback fans, and good luck against the Phillies. Yes, I'm calling that one the Phillies. All right, we'll see what happens. They're up 2-1 over the Braves right now, right? So yeah. The text line's oddly alive. Fish Tank says, Ranger Ralph it is, and thanks for playing the new tune, fellas. Oh, which new tune was that? Hey Randy, I was my button got stuck. I couldn't hear the song. Could you play that song again? I didn't get a chance to really hear it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me turn it up just a little bit. Here we go.
You lost an entire back set. Your team is a pile of crap. You lost an entire back set. Your team is a pile of crap.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, that sounded nice. That was great. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Donnie says, why is game 3 at 2 p.m.? Major League Baseball sucks at promoting new fans. Which game are you talking about? What game are you talking about? What game 3? You're talking about the
Maybe,
game
the next
3
series.
of the next one?
Oh, you mean the NLCS, ALCS?
Yeah, because the schedule came out yesterday.
Good question,
because,
Donnie.
Because they play back to back. You'll have one team play in the afternoon, which will be what, 6 o'clock
5
Eastern
o'clock.
time?
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
5
on the
o'clock
East
Eastern
Coast, if
time.
it's at,
And
2
then you'll
p.m.
have the ALCS game immediately following that. So
let's see here. Dodger Danny says, by the way, sorry, Ralph. And I still have 2 champion rings for you, 20 and 88.
I've got them too. Notice how many Diamondbacks don't have those. So okay.
We got one. Shut up. 888-368-1580. Bruno Baller says, at least the Diamondbacks put Bob Costas out of his misery. Yeah, he sounded depressed.
They put him. I thought they put him thoroughly into his misery.
Oh my God.
This man was just saying, well, this is he kept saying the LDS as though he couldn't remember whether it was the American or national game he was doing. That's how disengaged from the game he was. It was unbelievable.
I thought he was talking about Mormons, but yeah.
Yeah, me too. He was giving up on life right there. Donnie says, yeah, the NLCS game 3 is at 2 p.m. Wow. Wilbur says, just for today, can we change Ralph's name to Dyson or Hoover or Shark?
Wow.
Wow. Big George says, hey, Fish Tank, can we get a new song where you say the Diamondbacks swept the Dodgers? They won't be advancing in the postseason, so burn in hell. Average Joe says, too bad you couldn't get Jeff Ross to guest. Oh, that's right. Jeff Ross, the roaster general. I think you guys are doing just a fine job. You're doing a fine job of it. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we are going to go ahead and move on. We can start to presuppose and look ahead on the Diamondbacks tomorrow. But today, we got to think about week 6 of the NFL, and we're going to do our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Major League Baseball tonight, only one game left in the divisional series. The Philadelphia Phillies home to take on the Atlanta Braves. Game number 4 with the Phillies on the brink of advancing to the NLCS to take on Arizona. Ranger Suarez will get the start for the Phillies, while the Atlanta Braves will try to avoid elimination and force a Game 5. They'll go with Spencer Strider, a 20-game winner who led the majors in strikeouts. The Braves minus a run and a half, plus 112 on the run line, while the Phillies getting a run and a half, minus 134. On the money line, Atlanta minus 154, the Phillies plus 130, with an over-under tonight at Citizens Bank Park of 8.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because only the Sleep Number Climate 360 smart bed lets you each sleep up to 13 degrees cooler or warmer on either side, while you both sleep at your ideal level of firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting. And now our all-new next-gen smart beds have temperature benefits, so you sleep better night after night. Now at its lowest price ever, the all-new Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is only $880, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl.
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God, Davis is going running all the way back.
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
The Sooners right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Larry Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, coming up at 4:30 p.m. We got the Broncos at the Chiefs. That's right. We have a blowout alert on the horizon, worse than any tornado you've seen in a while. Pippi No Stockings is on the text line, and she says, here's what you call them: streaker if they're naked, Amish streaker if they're clothed. What makes you think the Amish don't get naked? I mean, because if they didn't, there wouldn't be any of them.
Well, have you seen them though?
You wouldn't be able to make more.
Well, they do it in the dark.
I think
They don't
that's
have lights anyway, right? So they wait till it's dark and they do it.
So your
blow
wife
the
is
candles
convinced you
out.
she's Amish.
They blow more than the candles out. Yeah.
Blow the candles out and get the nasty going.
Okay, Amish streaker.
Streaking with your clothes on.
I feel there's something better out there.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Berg says, breaking news. One of the fourth dimension, can't remember who, thinks the season ends after 5 weeks. Oh, that was Choro. Choro, he keeps doing well, like in fantasy football. And he's like, give me the trophy now. It's like, no, you can wait 11 weeks. And then he did the same thing with the picks contest. He's in the lead. He's the number one guy in the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest at the moment.
Yeah.
This is the first moment that he's been there. So I keep having to tell him, man, you gotta wait till the end till you actually win. It's kind of like how Ralph was bragging about the Dodgers and saying so many things. It's like, no, Ralph, you gotta wait until you win. And oh no,
wow.
Oh, Big George says, my hero, my idol, Torey Lavello. Stop. We're not talking about this anymore.
And definitely not from you.
Yeah.
You would have fired the man 14 or 15 times over.
My hero. Jeez, Ralph. I mean, George.
I just realized Kiss the Cook is listening to the podcast from yesterday right now. His text says, nothing strange in my candy. Oh, Jesus.
No, well.
Oh, here he is. Ralph says, Ralph, at least you can hang your hat on the Dodgers leading the division, celebrate well, and enjoy the offseason.
Oh, jeez.
If we hang that participation banner.
We don't hang those banners like they do here in Arizona. So.
No, it's not here. It was the Colts. It was my Colts. I'm not going to let Arizona take the hit for that one.
Oh, you guys hung a banner for?
Oh my God, for participants or something. And
it was something. It was like a division winning banner, and it was like, oh God. The only banner worse than that is when the Kings hung like they're winning the Summer League banner.
It wasn't even a division. It wasn't a division-winning banner.
Sacramento Kings.
Preseason championship, right?
Yeah. No, not for the Colts. It wasn't preseason.
Who hangs a Summer League banner? Oh
I don't know.
A-Wings 22 says, don't worry, Ralph. Our teams are in it every year and hang banners. Fans of teams who have success once a generation have time to make up songs and show their jealousy.
Amen. That's exactly what I've been trying to. This is the best text of the day.
Oh my God.
Exactly what I'm trying to say.
Just means that we're talented.
Thank you for
and
your
you're
support.
hacks.
I appreciate your support.
All right, so could we get to work on the picks contest now? Or wait, no, here's somebody who wants to say something to Ralph. The Reaper says, hi guys, what do you think? Diamondbacks versus Rangers in the World Series. Randy, Rams are beating the Cardinals, by the way.
Yes, no, sorry, no.
He has you.
Wow.
You got to clarify.
Yeah, he was trying to
Yes
answer
on the
one
Diamondbacks
question and then
no on the Cardinals.
Don't do that to me today.
Yeah. Beer Bob says, as great as this series was, I am so happy the Diamondbacks are advancing. They got to be better, though. They just can't rely on a big inning and not keep piling it on. It was so nerve-wracking being in the stadium yesterday, but also cool as bleep. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're absolutely. I tell you, I'm so glad you put those pictures up. Give me a good view of what was going on.
A friend of mine was like by the pool when they all came running out. It's pretty cool.
Oh, good for him. Get some pictures.
He sent me a video of it.
See,
Nice.
I got to tell you, that's the only thing that I had a problem with is the way they react. I mean, yeah, it's a big win. It's your rival. They don't think you're a rival, but you think they're a rival. But you beat your supposed rival, and you've gotten rid of this. I think you overreacted a little bit. There's still
here's
two more
why.
series.
No,
you gotta act like you've been there.
Now, listen, you guys jumped in our pool in a lesser situation, and in this one, nobody expected the Diamondbacks to even get to this point and be as good as they've been. Nobody expected the Diamondbacks at each step of the way to survive. So nobody's expecting them to be able to send the Dodgers home, not just in total, but in a sweep. So no,
look, man,
this was an appropriate celebration.
If the Dodgers would have won this series, it would have been the same thing.
Yeah, A-holes would have been in the pool for sure.
Popping champagne
Guaranteed.
bottles
I don't
and
think so.
scoring. Oh,
Guaranteed.
yes, they would. You know,
Guaranteed.
No, I think there's a difference, like the last text said. I mean, there's a difference from teams that win more often versus those that never do. So you guys are all excited because it's like it's like your first girlfriend and you finally got to second base. Wow, that was really cool. We've been to second base with our eyes closed
before. You have jumped in the pool, so
that was just to
like
piss you off and take a piss. I mean, that's all that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the next time I'm in that damn stadium, I'm going to do the same thing. So
I just can't wait to see you arrested.
You're going to jump in the pool and take a piss?
Absolutely.
Huh. I don't think we're supposed to say that. 888-368-1580. So let's get to work here. We're really running behind. We got a lot of games to pick and a short amount of time to pick them. It's the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick 'em Pick. And let's start with Thursday night football. Tonight, the Denver Broncos getting their asses handed to them by the Kansas City Chiefs. Does anybody disagree?
No.
Yeah.
The Broncos are historically bad.
This is going to be ugly.
We in Kansas City? No.
We don't even need to talk about it, do we?
Not really. The only thing to really talk about is, does Patrick Mahomes try that hard? Because he does have a tendency to get into some of these games where he starts slow because they're so much better that he doesn't have that urgency. But that's about it. They're winning either way.
They got to give Al Michaels something to talk about, So, all right, let's move on to the London game Sunday morning. So early, you'll forget it was on. But the Ravens are taking on the Tennessee Titans. This would be a not bad game, I guess. But I'm going to go ahead and let you start, Keon. The Lamar Jackson Ravens versus what was that guy's name again? Tannehill Titans.
Yeah, I actually went back and watched the Ravens-Steeler game last week, and Randy made some points last week about how receivers drop passes. I didn't realize how many. They dropped a ton of passes, and I just think that, this week, I can't imagine, the same thing kind of happened with the Jags and Trevor Lawrence making some good throws that just weren't caught. I don't think that they're going to drop that many passes again. I also don't like the Titans on the road. And since they're in London, this doesn't count as a home game for them. I just think anytime you remove them from Nashville and put them in a situation where they're not 100% comfortable for whatever reason, we don't get the good version of the Titans. So I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens.
All right. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens as well. I just feel like there's too many weapons and they're starting to find their groove. So we'll just go with that. Randy?
Yeah, I feel like Baltimore should be able to contain the Tennessee Titans offense, which gives Lamar Jackson an opportunity to move the ball down the field. And I hope the receivers have been learning how to catch this week because Lamar hit them right in their hands. And obviously that's the wrong spot. So I think this week he's worked on throwing the ball behind them, way high, way low, not perfect passes right in their hands. So give me Baltimore to win this game on Sunday in jolly old England.
Ralph?
I mean, as a leader in the contest,
you're only one game ahead of me.
As the leader in the contest.
It will not last.
And the fact that I want Raven Kid to lose all the time because my Seahawks have a better record than his pathetic team. I want to take Tennessee only because it's England. I just think England's just messing everything up. I hate these dang games in England. I just can't stand them. I wish they'd stop. I'm sick of looking at the fans in all the different jerseys. They don't know what they're doing.
The jacked up teeth.
Yeah, I just don't want to watch it anymore. But I'm going to take the Ravens because they should win this game. But it's not going to surprise me if Tennessee comes out and wins. But I'm going to take the Ravens.
All right, moving on to the next game here on 1580, the Fanatic on Sunday morning. We got the Washington Commandos taking on the Atlanta Falcons. All right, I'll tell you right now, I think this is, man, your defense does give me pause, but I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. I feel like Atlanta has figured their stuff out. They got Bijan Robinson clicking, and old Desmond Ritter is making some things happen. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Atlanta Falcons. Ralph, who do you have?
Yeah, the Commanders' defense usually makes me pause, but they just haven't played well. I don't think they're that much of a factor right now for whatever reason. It makes no sense. They're just too talented. But I like what Atlanta's doing. I think Ritter is finally starting to look halfway decent, and I love Bijan Robinson. I'm going to take the Falcons.
Randy.
I think I agree with Ralph and Jeffrey on this one. I'm sorry, Keon. I want to take the Commandos, but it seems like Atlanta's got sort of a rhythm going, and Washington, yeah, from last week, I don't know what the hell they're doing. And so give me Atlanta in this one. It might be a close game, though.
Yeah, I am taking Washington, but my confidence on a scale of 1 to 10 is like a 2. It's basically, I believe less in Desmond Ritter's ability to punish Washington for being horrifically out of position and what seems to be poorly coached on a weekly basis. I can't understand why this defense takes so long to get going. Literally every year, it's like week 6 is like, oh yeah, you know what? We are a professional football team. What took you so long? But I just don't believe that much in Desmond Ritter. I do like Bijan Robinson a lot. But like I said, I'm not incredibly confident in it, but I am taking Washington.
You know, I was wrong. I'm sorry. We're not airing Washington versus Atlanta. We're actually airing Colts and Jaguars. My bad. My team. So it's Jacksonville at home against the Indianapolis Colts. They got the Gardner Minshew, Randy. They got the Gardner Minshew that you love so much. And I'm sure that Jonathan Taylor is going to probably get a lot more production this week than last week. You know, they've taken the safeties off and they'll have him running. So who do you got? The Indianapolis Colts or the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, I feel like in this game, you just don't know what you're going to get in Jacksonville. You don't know if Christian Kirk is going to wear his hands or if he's going to leave his hands in the locker room and just try to, nub some receptions out. So I got to go with the Blue Horseshoes because I'm just not convinced that Jacksonville is that strong of a team yet. I think they're getting better, and I think Tracy Lawrence is growing and maturing as a quarterback. But dear God, you got to get somebody on that team that can catch a football, and just by the very fact that the world's a great American hero, Gardner Minshew, will be playing in the game. You got to take the Blue Horseshoe.
I don't know that Gardner Minshew is going to be as much as a factor as the running game is. So the question goes to Keon. How is Jacksonville against the running game? How do they do against the run?
They've been okay against the run. They've given up, a decent amount of yards.
Well, let me tell you, at least in fantasy football terms, the Jaguars give up the 7th fewest fantasy points to running backs. So they're kind of good against the run.
Okay, so it's pretty solid against. I just don't like their pass rush. Like that's the thing that actually scares me about them because outside of linebacker Josh Allen, I don't really see anybody, living up to the expectations. Trayvon Walker's not really doing it. It's just it's been a pretty average pass rush for that team. But I do like the connection that Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley seem to be developing. Calvin Ridley looks really, really good over there. And then Travis Etienne himself does some damage on the ground. I do think that it'll probably be a pretty high scoring game, but Jacksonville can edge them out.
All right. Ralph.
I like what Jacksonville's doing. I think they're playing really good ball. I'm worried about the 2 weeks in London and now being home, how that's going to impact them this week and how it messed with them this week. I'm sure it had some impact. And I'm worried that they're going to come out and be a little lackadaisical because of that. Lackadaisical. Yeah. I love the Colts with Minshew. I think I've been saying this every week. I think when Minshew plays, they're a better team. I just feel that you have a better chance of winning with him there. Taylor's going to be a bigger impact this week, I would assume. I think he's going to get more carries. I really want to take the Colts in this game, and that's where I'm starting. I could go back to Jacksonville, but I'm going to take the Colts. I think they could win this game, go down there and win this game.
That's not helpful. I'll tell you why. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars, but part of me is thinking I might change this over to the Colts. Yeah. I might change my pick, but at the moment, I just, whatever's happening with the Colts, not really the running game is not quite in focus. Gardner Minshew going out there and playing a full game. We don't have any like solid receivers. We have a tight end that's hurt. I don't know. This one just doesn't feel like a win coming. That's all I've got. But then from everything that I heard Randy and Keon say, nothing you said, Ralph, but anything I heard these guys said make me think maybe I should be taking the Colts. I don't know. For now, I'm taking the Jaguars, but I don't feel confident about it. I'm probably gonna have to spend some more time thinking. It's harder when it's your own team, man. The next game that is broadcast here on 1580 Fanatics Sunday at 4:30 p.m. The Giants and the Bills. The Giants are visiting the Buffalo Bills. This should be as big of a stomp down as what we're about to get tonight with the Chiefs and the Broncos. But Buffalo is heckling jiving on us. And the Giants, is Daniel Jones even playing? I don't know that he is.
I don't think so. I don't.
Okay, Bills all the way.
I don't think it's necessarily decided yet, but I don't know.
Well, no, I'm going Bills. I'm going Bills. I'll tell you right away. Bills. Anybody?
Daniel Jones was not the deciding factor on that for me, to be honest with you, because their offense hasn't done anything.
No.
If Daniel Jones is out there, he might get hurt again anyway, because the guy's not protecting himself, and quite frankly, nobody else is protecting him. So it's just what's going to happen to him? He's just going to get destroyed. He may be taken out of the game regardless. They're not running the football well. None of those receivers can even get the ball to even see if they're any good with it after the catch, because there are no catches. It's a whole disaster going on in New York right now.
So you're taking the Bills?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills.
Okay,
man.
I had to ask.
Even if you get bad Josh Allen, which does happen every now and then, he's still not going to be bad enough to lose to this team.
All right. So do we even bother with the analysis?
I wish NBC would flex out of this game.
Yeah,
I don't think they could. I don't think they could yet. It's
not
too early.
It's too early, but man.
Randy, you have any comments on this, or are we all just picking the Bills?
I'm going Bills. Yeah.
Ralph?
Bills.
All right. So enough of that nonsense. How about more nonsense? Monday Night Football seems like a little nonsense. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The Dallas defense was, oh my God, they're so good. Oh, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Oh my God, this is good. Oh, defense wins championships. And then they get beat by the Cardinals. And then they got really beat by the 49ers. And here's the Chargers. I don't know what the hell is going on with that team. Seems like Dallas should beat the Chargers. Will they, Randy?
Well, you would think they would. But you know what? I have a feeling the Los Angeles, San Diego, Orange County Chargers, I don't feel have been playing up to their potential. And I think it's Monday night. They're on national television. Dallas already got their butt whooped, and they're San Francisco's in their head. I don't think they're going to be prepared for this game. Mike McCarthy's eating one roast beef sandwich after another, trying to stress eating because the Cowboys are not, they're not performing up to potential. Give me the Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego Chargers.
That man looks like he stress eats in a hammock. I don't know if you can say he's stress eating. All right. So Randy has the Chargers. We're up against the break really fast. Keon, who do you got?
I think Dallas just looked really bad because they played a really good Niners team, and Brandon Staley's going to go a 4th and 2 on his own 6 or something next week.
You're right, Brandon Staley.
Yeah, so no, I don't trust him. I trust him somehow less than I trust McCarthy. I'm going Dallas.
Brandon Staley is the factor. I'm taking Dallas as well. Ralph?
I'm taking the Chargers.
Is it? You don't know.
Well, I'm going to bring us a break, right? So my other comment would be the Dallas defense has looked good against really bad teams. I mean that's
a hell of a compliment.
I mean that's what they've done. So
also, can Justin Herbert hold the ball yet?
I just think Monday night Chargers at home against the Dallas team that's defense is overrated against a Dallas quarterback that just looks like absolute crap. I'm going to go Chargers.
There you go. All right. When we come back, we have Randy's epic prediction for the Arizona Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. We got Ralph's horrible team to talk about, other horrible teams to talk about, and we'll I don't know, some other things, I guess. Do we need to talk about the Seahawks, though? Do we have to?
Absolutely.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. Week 6 of the NFL season kicks off with prime time AFC West action from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs have won 4 straight and hope to make it 5 against a struggling Denver Broncos team with Russell Wilson under center. Join me and Devin McCourty for the call on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Hey, in New York, right now I'm looking at all of the unders for Jets offensive numbers. Passing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards. I'm looking at all the unders in New York. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Want to downsize your home but think you've missed the opportunity? Let A2 Luxury Real Estate show you how to downsize and win. If you have owned your home for over 5 years, we have great news for you. Get the true value of your home and save up to $10,000. Call A2 Luxury Real Estate at 602-888-1433 or go to a2luxre.com. Realty One Group, 602-888-1433 or go to a2luxre.com.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C., run the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about the economy and national debt. How do we build the sustainable economy? We're going to recreate the national cottage industry. We're going to reshore as many production jobs as possible from Asia. We're going to tweak the SBA to improve business ownership by the millions. We're going to tweak the FHA to improve home ownership by the tens of millions. Goal is a large increase in self-sustainable families. And the national debt front, government accounting is not John and Mary accounting. The government makes the money. John and Mary must earn the money. New debt pays for old debt. Inflation erodes the value of debt. There are no real answers along this road of analysis. The real answer in terms of the national debt is the balance between the cash and credit available on the one hand versus the amount of goods and services available to be bought and sold on the other hand. Maintaining that balance is key. Go to my website, robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president. My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable. Even if your clients move to another state, the program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We're doing our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks, and we've already gone through all the games that will air this weekend here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tonight we got Broncos at Chiefs. Then on Sunday morning, the London game, Ravens at Titans. Then Sunday morning, a little bit later at 9:30 a.m., we got the Colts at the Jaguars. And then for Sunday night football, it's the Giants at the Bills. And Monday night football, I'm sure we'll be watching the Diamondbacks. So whatever, Cowboys at Chargers. Anyway, so we've done those picks. Now it's time to do some of our picks. But before we do our picks, we were talking about how about the worst matchup of the week. I have for you the worst matchup of the week. Where is tonight's matchup the worst? I was looking at 49ers versus the Cleveland Browns. And I kind of felt like that's the worst matchup of the week because DJ Walker is just going to show up and try something. You know what I mean?
There's also another candidate, the Miami Dolphins versus the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they're going to continue to be winless, the Panthers.
They have a hard schedule for how not good they are. I mean, it's unreal.
So are we voting that the worst one? What do you guys say?
I think that's the worst.
I think that's the worst one because the Dolphins don't care how bad you are. If you leave yourself open to allow them to score 70 points, they will score 70 points on you. We've already seen it.
Hey, what about Philly at the New York Jets?
Yeah, see, that is
Philly's not.
Yeah, the Philly's great. But the Jets, they Jekyll and Hyde on you a little bit. It's not like the defense is good. You know,
the Jets' offense is really inconsistent, but their defense, every quarterback that's played them, that's been the worst game they've played this season, including Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
It's a real team without a real quarterback, the Jets.
Yeah. So it's probably not going to be, and the Eagles tend to do just enough to beat you. Like they don't really crush people.
They don't dominate.
So that's not going to be like the worst game of the weekend, I don't think.
So, yeah, I don't know. I guess if they're that bad, we don't need to pick on them. So let's go to the ugliest team here. How about the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, the Seahawks taking on the newly rejuvenated Cincinnati Bengals. All right, Keon, break it down for me here. Are the Bengals back to being for real? Or are the Seahawks going to get themselves another win against a lacking opponent?
Well, if you're going to have that Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase connection, then yeah, I think the Bengals are back to being real. And I think that Joe Burrow, I saw actually this week he was practicing without the leg sleeve on. So
I'm taking the Bengals.
So he's continuing to progress. I don't think that the Seahawks aren't a real team, and that you guys had the flip-flop game as Jacksonville and Indy. This is kind of my flip-flop game. I don't know if I'm going to still be on the Bengals on Sunday, but I'm starting with the Bengals now because if you're going to give Jamar Chase the opportunity to, get 160 yards and 3 touchdowns, I don't know who beats that guy.
I'm going Bengals, and I predict Ralph will show up in a Rams jersey next. But Randy, what do you say?
Got to tell you, I've seen some of the Seahawks games, not entire games, but
because who can watch the entire thing, right?
I've seen highlights, and I've seen some action, of course, on the Sports Center, and that Seattle defense to me is scary. And I think you need, even though Joe Burrow's feeling better, I think the thing that Pete Carroll's going to do with his defense is he's going to shut down Jamar Chase, and I think you're going to have to see Joe Burrow. You're going to have to prove this guy can move around, and I think they're going to move him out of the pocket. I think the Seahawks end up winning this game. I know Cincinnati's not a real 2-3 team, but I think the Seahawks win this game.
All right. Well, there you go, Ralph. 2 out of 3 dentists on the Daily Blender have decided your team blows. But what do you say?
Jeez, I wouldn't get a root canal from either one of you. That's what
having you on the show is like getting a root canal some days.
All right. To echo what Randy said, I think that Seattle pass rush has been really good, and if Burrow can't run, he's in trouble because they're going to be all over him. Jamal Adams is supposed to be back. He's past concussion protocol. I hope he lasts more than 9 plays this time. But if he could actually play a full game, we'll see his impact. Sounds like a couple of the linemen might be back as well. They've been using nothing but second and third string linemen in the last few weeks and still have looked pretty good. I think Seattle wins this game. They're a better team than Cincinnati. Seattle's better than you think. They're 3-1 right now. I think they go 4-1 and suck it.
And suck it.
Now, everything I just said, though, let me go back and say this might be the best game of the week. I'm looking at these other matchups, and I'm not that enthused. I think Baltimore versus Tennessee will be pretty good, but I think it's Sunday morning. Your best actual game is Seattle versus Cincinnati. I'm looking to see if there's, Indiana versus Jacksonville. It'll be all right. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a better feeling about that one than I do. But and then you look at the Saints versus Texans.
That was a bad one at the beginning of the season. That's not that bad now. The Texans are actually pretty fun to watch.
No, that's true. Stroud's not bad. Yeah, okay, so that might be all right. And then in the afternoon, Patriots versus the Raiders. That's only to see if Belichick actually does run across the field and strangle Josh McDaniels. The Lions versus Tampa Bay. That's not a bad matchup, just to see if Baker Mayfield is for real or is the Detroit Lions for real. Still don't know for sure. And we talked about Philadelphia versus the Jets. Meh. So I think that on the afternoon side, Lions versus Bucks, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game.
I'm on the Bucks on that one. Where are you?
I'm on the Lions right now because I've been reading that Mike Evans hasn't been practicing.
Ooh, okay. Thank you for that tidbit.
So, yeah,
I might be on the Lions now.
I just I don't feel good about the Bucks if they don't have Mike Evans because he's the big play guy as much as Godwin's been really good.
Okay, I think I might be changing that one. Randy, what do you say? You said Bucks?
No, I'm taking Lions.
Lions. Ralph?
I'm surprised you're on the Bucks. That's interesting. The Lions have too much offense. They're going to put up points. Yeah. How do you take the Bucks?
The Bucks defense is a legit defense.
Yeah, but this is a legit offense too.
You realize I've won the picks contest 2 years.
Yeah, but you're not winning this year. You haven't won all year, and you got your butt kicked.
I'm coming back. Coming back.
Yeah, you keep coming.
coming from behind.
I think the Lions
just like your prom date. What?
Well, yeah, she did.
What?
I'll just
wait.
Keep moving. Keep going. We got to get to the.
I'm gonna go Lions. I think the Lions are gonna be too much for them.
All right. Well, now we've messed around and we don't have as much time. So the three of us have to go quickly. Arizona Cardinals visiting the Los Angeles Rams. I'm sorry, Randy. I got to take the Rams right now with all the offense, the weapons that they have. Stafford is playing back to normal. I'm going Rams. Ralph? Well, that's your
it's
real
Rams.
team.
I think
right?
the Cardinals showed their true colors last week. You got to take Rams. Rams are a better team.
Keon.
Yeah, Atwell, Cup, Nakua. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, sorry, Randy. But let's find out. How does Randy feel about it? It's time to find out his pick between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams.
After losing yet another close battle at the hands of the Bengals, the Cardinals try to regroup as they head towards the City of Angels to take on the Lambs. This opens up conference play for the Big Red Machine. The Rams have not been consistent. They've lost, they've won. They've looked good, they've looked bad. Cardinals really should be 5-0. But let me tell you what's going to happen in this game this weekend against the Lambs in Los Angeles. Our pitching staff is going to rise to the occasion.
Wait, what?
We're going to get timely hitting, and we're going to move runners around. We're going to score runs. Wait a minute. I think I may have become confused since the Diamondbacks just swept the Dodgers in the National League Division Series. Well, that's right. I'm talking Cardinals football, am I not? Sorry, Ralph. The Cardinals will storm into SoFi Stadium, and they will take command from the opening kick. Cardinals will score the first 4 times they have the ball. The Rams will be bewildered. Let me tell you why. Because our defense has a purpose. Our defense has a reason and a will to win. And then Joshua Dobbs is going to recover from maybe the worst game he's had all season at the hands of the Bengal Tigers last weekend. This week, he will strike with surgical accuracy. The Cardinals will end up winning this game against the Lambs 48-2 in what will forever be known as the Great Lamb Roast in Los Angeles.
Nicely done. Wow. That was amazing, Randy. That was
I can see the confusion there. That's good.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. Bruno Baller says Lions at Buccaneers. That could be a good game. But with the Seahawks coming off their bye week and the Bengals riding momentum and that whole Cardinals win, this could be an intriguing matchup. Yeah, by the way, does Ralph need to be reminded that since the Diamondbacks became a team, they have the same amount of World Series wins that the Dodgers have?
I don't think so.
It's since 2001. How many times have you been there?
How
many times you win? It's a good point, Bruno Baller. Well done. The Jet says, wow, I've never felt energy inside a stadium like I did last night in that third inning. I got a lot of events, and that was the highest energy level I've ever felt. I had goosebumps for 5 minutes. I decided I must be the lucky Jim for our beloved Diamondbacks. Having said that, I'm going to start a GoFundMe page so I can attend away games the rest of the year. Go Diamondbacks.
I would say for 5 minutes, he felt what it was like to be an LA sports fan. So good for you. At least he had 5 minutes of it. That's good.
Lostovi says, excuse me, did Ralph say championships?
I did.
Plural? Y'all got one Mickey Mouse ring and haven't won since 1988. Also a Giants fan. I love how we got the same amount of postseason wins.
Giants fan.
Berg says Dodgers are like the 49ers. Good regular season teams who haven't won a championship in close to like 30 plus years. The Ralph can't even answer to that one because it's two. It's two.
81, 88.
All right, guys. We'll be back with your fantasy football questions after this. Daily Blender, 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here. America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about grassroots campaigning. Folks, we have 5 million known supporters across the United States, and we know millions of others exist. A good campaign is grounded in networking theory, chaos theory, exponential growth principles, and amplification processes. Let's take the typical voter at a stump speech. They snap a picture, they ask a few questions, they write a few sentences, and they immediately post it on Facebook. It's seen by 5,000 of their followers. We add in radio, TV, and newspapers, plus numerous voters doing the same thing at the same time. Then what we really have is a ginormous amplification process underway. What looks like something slow with a bit of math is actually a thundering freight train heading down the tracks, 1 to hundreds of millions of supporters in a very short space of time. Folks, go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware, if you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. And we got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. And look who just joined. It's Rosalie Michaels, your fantasy girl. She's here to answer your fantasy football questions and stuff, getting you ready for week 6. We only have 1/2 hour to do this because after that, we get our broadcast from Westwood One, getting ready for Packers and Raiders tonight, Thursday night football. I'm sorry, Broncos and Chiefs. I was reading the wrong line there. I guess I was hoping it wasn't Broncos and Chiefs because what a crap game that's about to be. It's going to be unless you enjoy a good stomp and listen, and then just unless you enjoy your fantasy football points, because there are players on the Broncos that can produce because they're playing from behind all the damn time. And of course, on the Chiefs, that there's fantasy football points to be found there. So, usually we always, we get our questions asked first. And so we're going to do that right now. And in fact, Rosalie, I'm going to ask you about tonight's game. Okay. Because I've got Jerry Jeudy and I got Russell Wilson and I got Cortland Sutton. Should I play any of those three?
Like you said, you're expecting that it's going to be a high scoring game. The over under is 47 on it. Yeah, the matchup is tough because KC is not letting up a lot of fantasy points to the QB, RB, or wide receiver position, and overall on scoring as well. They allow the fifth least amount of points to opposing offenses. On the other hand, that KC is going to be just racking up the points. So you probably could get some garbage time, touchdowns. There, as far as running backs are concerned for Denver, I'd try to stay away from them. Some of us are going to be forced into playing Jaleel simply because we don't have a better option. But I'd try to stay away from the Denver offense if I could. But I know that you don't really have much other choice, do you, Jeffrey?
Oh, I got choices. I've worked the waiver wire. I'm just asking about these guys specifically. I mean, I've got Brandon Cooks sitting on my bench. I got Tutu Atwell. I got Rashee Rice.
Good. Although Tutu's not getting as much anymore, right?
Right.
It was all the Puka and Cooper Cup show now, and I think it will be for the foreseeable future. But you could get a nice touchdown out of Tutu here and there.
So I got Cortland Sutton and I got Jerry Jeudy. So I shouldn't play either.
Well, here's the thing. Sutton's getting the red zone targets. So I think of the two, and he has more targets overall. Jeudy did get more targets this past week, but overall Sutton does have more targets and he is getting more attention in the red zone. So of the two, I'd probably play Sutton over Jeudy, if that's your direction you want to go in.
No, I mean, seriously, Sutton over, would you take Sutton over Tutu and Brandon Cooks?
Over Brandon Cooks, it's a
he
great
ain't done
matchup
crap
for
all
him.
year.
He hasn't done a lot, but it is a really, really great matchup against the Chargers. They do allow the most fantasy points to the wide receiver, the most passing yards to opposing offenses. And he's not terrible. They're just not throwing the ball a lot. You look at even CeeDee, CeeDee's got 5 targets last week. Gallup got 5 targets last week. Cooks got 4 targets last week. Pollard got 5 targets. So they're spreading the ball around a lot. So your opportunity is going to be a bit better because it's a better matchup for Cooks. So for me, it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other between Sutton and Cooks. I think I'd rather take the better offense. And in what I think Dallas is like, they've got something to prove now. They got their booties kicked last week.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got something to prove. They've got to put up or shut up. So I think I like Cooks better than Sutton for you this week.
So I'm one of the people who have Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss. And last week when they said, here's Jonathan Taylor, I threw up Jonathan Taylor and took off Zach Moss. And man, that was bad. I got 4 points out of Jonathan Taylor and 40 for Zach Moss sitting on my damn bench. Luckily, I won the matchup. But what does this week look like?
It's you and everybody else got hosed in that same type of situation.
I don't care about them. We're talking about me right now.
Unless you only had Zach Moss, and then you probably still sat him on your bench thinking, I don't know, man, Jonathan Taylor's coming back in. But, this week with Richardson being out, do we see more Jonathan Taylor? Here's the problem against Jacksonville. Jacksonville is terrible against awesome against the run, terrible against the pass. So do we think that that Taylor's going to get a little bit more passing looks than your boy Moss is? well, I'm gonna see. Moz does get a lot of red zone looks, so that's really important. So it's hard. It's hard to gauge what the Indianapolis coaching staff is planning to do with Taylor moving forward. I think we're going to get a little bit more timeshare this week. They're going to ease him in more, so it's hard. I think you still got to start Taylor, assuming he's going to be the lead back, but be prepared to get your head slapped a little bit again.
I don't like that.
I know. I hear you. I don't like it either. I have Taylor in other leagues.
All right.
But what are you going to do? Here's what's going to happen. Like I said last week with Jamar Chase is, yes, it's been ugly up until this point, but the day that you sit him is the day he's going to go off. And that's why I said, do not sit him against the Cardinals, even though, they've been really good against the pass. Do not sit him. You have to start him. And that's why.
All right, I've monopolized the time here, so we'll let these other guys take a swing at this. Randy, you got any questions for Fantasy Girl?
I actually do, because I'm in a bit of a quandary here. I've got Lamar Jackson, and on the bench I've got Brock Purdy, and I'm having a moment here. Brock Purdy and Lamar Jackson have virtually the same statistics, and Lamar Jackson's going against the Tennessee defense I don't believe in. Meanwhile, Brock Purdy is going up against Cleveland. However, he's got what do you call it?
Weapons. He's got a lot of weapons at his disposal. He really does.
And Lamar Jackson throws to his guys, and they just drop the ball. So,
well, here's what I'm going to tell you, though, Randy. Believe it or not, Cleveland, their defense is actually playing really well. You look at the numbers; they are giving up the least amount of passing yards a game. They're giving up the third least amount of fantasy points to opposing QBs. They're giving up the second least amount of points to opposing offenses. Now, granted, they've played Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and Baltimore. So there are two offenses in there that can put up a decent amount of points in Cincinnati, as we saw last week, and in Baltimore, every other week, it seems. So Cleveland's defense is actually being really good. They've only given up 3 passing touchdowns total and 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 QBs. So I think you're better off with Lamar Jackson this week. Yes, Brock has been fantastic. Yes, I still expect San Francisco to win this game, but I think Lamar is your better bet this week.
All right. Thank you, Rosalie. I'm
No
glad
problem.
you're back.
All right, Keon, you got any questions for Rosalie?
I do actually, and in my flex spot here, I've got a little bit of a conundrum, because I've got a couple of Jets offensive players, and I don't know what to make of the Jets offense from week to week. I got Garrett Wilson. I've got Brees Hall, who's going up against that Philly run defense, so not great. And then I got Jacoby Myers. Where do I go with this?
I think you have to go Myers on this. It's a tough matchup for the Jets overall this week. And it's funny because, and they had a great matchup last week, and you see what happened there. And they could have had really great points. Yes, I understand why you do not want to start Brees Hall. Jacoby Myers, he's actually been doing pretty good. He's got a good matchup this week versus New England. It's a plus matchup for him versus the defensive players that he's going to be up against. And then, of course, with Myers, it's he's getting a lot of looks. He's getting a lot of targets, and even with Devontae Adams in there, right? So you gotta like it a little bit with what's happening with Myers. He's kind of getting this resurgence to his career. So, he's got 36 total targets, 10 last week. In the red zone, he's getting some looks as well. So, you want to start Garrett Wilson, of course. You want to start Brees Hall because they are very talented people. But with the opportunity and the matchup, I think I'd go Myers over those two.
Thank you very much.
All right.
No problem.
Ralph probably has a lot of questions because he's bad at things.
Hey, hi, Rosalie. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. And don't let Jeffrey talk to
Oh,
you.
no,
that
I was
way.
going to stop and say, Jeffrey, do you have any more questions you'd want to ask her first? I mean,
Well, she set my lineup, so I'm good.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to make sure you were taken care of because you took the whole segment. in
That's
my
what you get when you
receiver
go
spot.
first.
In my receiver spot, I need 2 to 3. So I have Christian Kirk, I have Jacoby Meyer, and I have Tyler Lockett. Who do you sit?
Okay, who do you say of those three?
Yeah.
So, well, I just kind of talked about Jacoby Myers a bit.
Right.
So let's talk about, I meant to write things down so that I can keep track of it a little bit better this week. So let's talk about the other two, Christian Kirk, and who was your third one?
Tyler
Sorry.
Lockett.
Oh, Lockett. So let's take a look at what they've got going on with Christian Kirk. Last week was kind of a dud for him, but he's been getting a lot of looks from our boy over there. So, well, Kirk wasn't a dud last week. Sorry, that was wrong. They are being spread around a lot. So last week, Kirk is obviously the biggest target share, but last week it was split evenly, 8, 8, and 8 amongst Kirk, Ridley, and Ingram. So you're assuming that he's still going to get those target shares. They're throwing the ball a lot, so I really like that for him. The matchup is not great this week. It's not a plus matchup for Kirk. Sorry. With Lockett, a little bit better. Cincy, they can be had absolutely. With Lockett and that Seattle offense, it's just not a lot of throwing that's happening. So I like the abundance that is going the way of the Jacksonville offense. So I think of the three, I still am going Jacoby Myers of those three as the top. So if I'm sitting someone, I'm going to sit Lockett.
Okay.
The Seahawk.
It makes sense.
A
though.
Seahawk.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
Do you have any questions for us, Rosalie?
Yeah, I do. How are you doing? How's it feeling?
Oh, okay. Well, see, 3 out of the 4 of us are feeling great.
I feel
because the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers last night, swept them. So only Ralph might be feeling a little queasy.
I hate the Dodgers. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, lion sack. All right, let's go to the text line. Lots of questions. There is a long line, so let's get this going. 888-368-1580. The Stockton Slap wants to know, should he start Herbert or Jimmy G? Herbert versus Dallas or Jimmy G versus New England? Oh, that I think is an easy one.
Yeah, you got to start Herbert. You always start Herbert. He's got the most fantasy points as far as QBs, up until last week overall. So you've got to start Herbert every week. He was on a bye last week, but up until last week, he's number 1 overall. So you've got to start her. I know why you want to with Jimmy G versus his previous team, but matchup isn't good. So Herbert over Jimmy G.
Let's see. Fecal Mist says, who do I play in the flex? Brian Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins, or Hollywood Brown?
Oh, I love D-Hop this week. That's who you want to play in the flex.
Also, quarterback wise, Cousins or Burrow?
Cousins or Burrow? It's hard to sit Burrow after his performance last week. Cousins actually has a really, really great matchup this week. So I like him quite a bit. It's Burrow with, oh man, it is hard to sit Burrow after last week just because you can see them going off again against Seattle. Seattle gives up the second most fantasy points to the wide receiver position. So he's going to be going after Chase again quite a bit. Gosh, I trust, but you know what? Chicago gives up the most fantasy points to the QB position and the third most points overall to opposing offenses. So I'm actually going Cousins over Burrow.
Fighting Wampa says, on my way to Chase Field, game 4, Kershaw's on the mound. Can't wait. Ooh, that's awkward.
Who's going to tell him?
Sluzzman says, Rosalie, well, I think this one's already been answered, but Mike Evans or D-Hop in London, flex.
No, you haven't been. D-Hop, I already said that I really like a lot this week.
Mike Evans might not even play.
No, yeah. He's been questionable. D-Hop just has a smash matchup, so I think you go D-Hop there.
Screaming Eagle is on the text line. It says, happy Thursday to everyone. Rosalie, And I'm sorry, but my screen has frozen. Let me hit a refresh on this. He's a doctor, you know. I'm just making conversation when my screen refreshes.
No worries.
Yeah. No, for real. He's a doctor. I'm not making it up.
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor of love.
Well, it's between him and his wife, I think. Screaming Eagle says, which wide receiver should I play? Michael Thomas versus Josh Downs. A lot of Michael Thomas questions.
That's the first Michael Thomas question.
Wait. Oh, Evans. Sorry. Would you mind your own business and
right.
just answer the damn question?
Oh, this is my own damn business. So Downs, I'm just not going to trust him right now with, I know without Richardson in there. I don't love it for him. I like Michael Thomas. He's getting a lot of action. He's getting a lot of red zone looks. So I like Michael Thomas over Downs this week.
All right. Let's see. George has a question for you. Big George says, hello, Rosalie.
Hello.
Question. Would you start Amari DeMercado, Jerry Jeudy, or Michael Wilson in flex? Standard score.
I'd go Wilson over DeMercado just because, there's a little bit of question of who's going to be the lead back. Is it Ingram? Is it DeMercado? DeMercado is getting more of the red zone looks so far, more targets so far. Of course, Keontae's been hurt. So the other with Michael Wilson, with the question of whether or not Marquise Brown Hollywood's going to play or not, he is ill. Not sure. Have you guys heard exactly what's going on there with the illness? I've been looking, but I haven't found anything yet.
No, not yet. I haven't seen it.
Okay. All right. So I like Wilson a little bit better. The matchup is better as far as wide receivers versus the running back position for Arizona this week. So let's go Wilson over DeMercado.
All right. We have a long line sitting here waiting to have their fantasy football questions answered by fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels. So let's quickly take this break and come right back and get up on this thing. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Thursday night football is coming up with AFC West action. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs sit atop the division at 4-1. Now they host Sean Payton's Denver Broncos, who are off to a tough 1-4 season start. Ian Eagle and Devin McCourty will have the call on air on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone on Thursday night football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
O'Reilly. When you shop O'Reilly Auto Parts, you'll get the parts you need when you need them. Order online at O'ReillyAuto.com and choose same-day curbside, same-day pickup, or same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Now available at participating stores near you. Trust the professional parts people to get you the parts you need today. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional grade supplies for every industry, even hard to find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
It is that time again. That's right. Between 4 and 4:30, we get your fantasy football questions answered by fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels, our fantasy football expert. And I got to tell you, this is, you ever See Star Wars? No, you're a girl. You have it. Well, that thing at the beginning of the movie where all that streaming of words just keeps going. That's what the text line looks like right now.
I do know because I have seen Star Wars multiple times. I love Star Wars.
It's
so
at this point a globally well-known movie that not just boys like. I don't understand
Listen,
that at all.
I said that to aggravate her because something I also noticed is she's sitting in like what looks like an epic gamer chair right there. So
Yeah.
of course she's seen Star Wars. All right, let's go. Let's do this thing. Lost Toby says, I need to pick my flex. Zach Ertz, Jeff Wilson Jr., or well, he's not even officially back, is he?
Well, he's not officially back,
Yeah,
but that's an easy one.
Or DJ
It's
Chark.
not him.
So DJ
Or
Chark
what-
or Zach Ertz?
Chark or it's Ertz. Absolutely Ertz.
Don't do it, Randy. There's no reason. There's no reason he's not that good a player anymore.
What?
Jagdog says, hello, Rosalie.
Hello.
Pacheco or Moss?
I'm sorry, you cut out on the first one. What was it?
No, you cut out. Pacheco or Moss?
Pacheco.
Debo or Thielen?
Thielen.
Jagdog
Wow.
also says, suck it, Ralph.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thielen is a target monster, and yeah, you know what? It's hard because Carolina is not great, but the matchup versus Miami is good. It's going to be a high scoring game because Miami doesn't have a great defense, and neither does Carolina. So yeah, I'm going Thielen, getting a lot of targets.
Maybe Dak has a question, but before I ask it, did we ever agree on the pronunciation? Is it Olave?
It's Olave.
Is it Olave? You say it like
It's
it's just not a normal name.
Maybe because I
Olave.
saw him in college. It's been Olave the whole time.
I like Olave
Christian
better.
Olave.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so Olave.
Olave, take me away.
Oh yes, the first thing, oil of Olave. So
there you
Baby
go.
Got Dak says, "Hi Rosalie, I've got Barkley, Olave, or Debo. Not sure who to start in the flex this week."
Oh yeah, I said I don't like Debo, and I still don't. It's a tough matchup against Cleveland, and it's expected to be a very, very low scoring game. The over under is only 37 on it, which is crazy low. So with Barkley, it's a great matchup. Is he back? Is he is he good? Is he ready to go? So I think I'm going to go Olave there. I know that he's going to get the targets, and I know I like him in that position a little bit better than the other two.
Bad Fish says Joe Burrow or Kirk Cousins this week. Wondering if Burrow has passed that hump.
Like I said, Cousins has a great matchup this week. It's a great matchup for Burrow as well. A good matchup for Burrow, but I'm going Cousins over Burrow this week.
Hefty Lefty says, as a Broncos fan, I'd like to preemptively apologize to Taylor Swift and her fans for the quality of football they're about to witness tonight from at least one side of the matchup. The NFL usually provides some competitive games, whether either team has a good chance to win. Well, this is not one of those games. But my fantasy football question is, half PPR, Kyron Williams or CeeDee Lamb in the flex?
Oh man, it should be in, CD simply because, but they're not getting him the ball. They're just not throwing the ball a lot. It's a great matchup versus the Chargers. They give up the most amount of fantasy points to the wide receiver position. You got to go CD. There was a complaint about it this week when Jamar Chase complained about it the week before. You saw what he did last week. So I'm going CD over Kyron.
And he says, Big Kirko or Mr. Tush Push?
Oh, I know. I already told you how I love Kirk Cousins this week, but you can't not start Jalen Hurts. He's an every week starter no matter what.
Tiger Paws says, Allen or Mahomes?
Oh my God. Those are, how do you have both of those quarterbacks?
Tiger
first of all?
Paws says, and so does Screaming Eagle. Screaming Eagle has Hurts and Allen, but she says, last 2 weeks I've played Mahomes and lost my games because Allen outscored Mahomes by like 30 points and 20 points respecally. So
Yeah,
Allen or
but how do
Mahomes?
you have those two? It's definitely Mahomes tonight versus Denver. No doubt about it. Like when I look at my little cheat sheet here that I create each week, it is lit up yellow for KC, which means every position, everywhere, like everything is highlighted yellow, meaning go, go, go KC. So yeah, you're doing Mahomes over Allen, and I need to get in that league,
Do you
wherever
think
you are.
Rashee Rice is a play or probably too deep? Probably too deep in, right?
It's hard. The hard part is that, I love the RB for KC this week. I love the QB for this week. I love, obviously, Kelsey. But other than that, as far as the passing game is concerned, when you look at the target breakdown, the rest of Kelsey has 37 targets on the year, but Rashee Rice is the closest with 24. So they're really spreading it out if your name is not Travis Kelce. So is Rashee Rice a great play for tonight? Yeah. Tonight is one of those nights where I would absolutely play him because he is next to Kelsey getting the most targets.
We need to go rapid fire now because the line got longer and the time got shorter. So quick.
Let's go.
Silly Wabbit, Jared Goff or Joe Burrow?
Goff or Burrow? I'm going Burrow over Goff this week.
Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, says Josh Downs or Christian Walker. Oh, he's on a bye week. Shut up. Pinocchio says, Rosalie, welcome back. No questions. Oh, my God. Moist one, you don't need help. You're a two-time champion. Moving on. Joe the Show says, Christian Kirk or Calvin Ridley?
Oh, gosh.
Wait,
that's really hard, isn't it? Because they're both getting the same amount of targets. Kirk, when you look at the breakdown, Ridley's getting a little bit more red zone looks, so I'm going Ridley over Kirk.
NFL Blitzer says Amari Cooper or KJ Osborne?
KJ Osborne.
Bruno Baller says Darth Vader or Chewbacca. Oh, come on. Donnie says McKinnon or Pacheco?
Pacheco.
Whistling Gerbil says Javonte Williams or Olave?
Olave.
Niner Napoles says, I got to start two. Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss, or Damian Pierce?
It might be one of those weeks where you actually start Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor simply because I don't love the matchup for Damian Pierce this week. So take it and hope that you get both doses of Taylor and Moss.
Let's see here. Stockton Slap says Laporta or Andrews?
Laporta.
I got to stop you a second here. If I got both Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss and my other starting running back is Tony Pollard, should I play both Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss?
No, you absolutely play Pollard. You play Pollard every week.
He ain't done crap for me, really. Not really.
But you know what? He has more red zone looks than really almost everybody else in the league. There's very few people that have more red zone looks. And the Chargers give up a lot of fantasy points and a lot of rushing yards to opposing offenses and a lot of points to opposing offenses.
Hey, I'm just going to send you my login. Is that all right? I'm just going to.
You might as well.
Moist one says, I got 4 receivers, but 1 spot to fill. Zay Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Addison, or Scary Terry.
Flowers, Wilson, Addison, or Terry?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not Addison. I already told you why. Flowers is getting a crap ton of looks, so I like him a lot. I'm going Flowers.
There you go, Moist one. He says, don't you deny me from my fantasy queen.
Change it. Not Flowers, Addison.
He says Addison, but I think you should go Flowers because you don't deserve the help. Just saying.
Go Quincy.
George says, Rosalie, are you biased towards Pollard since you're a Cowboys fan?
No, actually, I was a Zeke fan, so I'm not a bias towards Pollard for that reason.
Yeah, let's see here. See if I've lost any because that happens sometimes. Here we go. Box of Screws says Commandos or Chiefs for the defense.
Oh, let's see. Oh gosh, the Washington
10
let me
seconds.
down last week. Go Commanders again versus Atlanta.
Rosalie Michaels, your fantasy girl at Rosalie Michaels on the Twitter. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Here comes some football. It's the Daily Blender.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here from You Better, reminding you to check out the